All right, let's go over some basic information about your crown chakra. Located at the top of your head, pointing up and receiving, downloading information from spirit, allowing that information in. It's your cosmic antenna. Its color is purple. Let's talk a little bit about purple. So purple is a color of royalty, right? It's also a color worn by the priests of many religions to signify their connection to the divine. Purple is the highest visible vibration of light that our human eyes can perceive, right? Ultraviolet light is the highest vibration of the spectrum. So when we talk about purple, also, there are many popular culture connotations of purple, like smoking that purple. There's certain types of weed that are said to have magical spiritual properties, and we talk about them, purple kush, or so on and so forth. And purple really deals with the realms of spirituality, the invisible realms, mysterious, sublime realms that are hidden to our human eyes, and the worlds of angels and demons that dwell beyond this three-dimensional plane we live in most of the time. And it's a fascinating and amazing world to allow yourself to explore from time to time. And the crown chakra also corresponds very closely to your pineal gland. And while the third eye and your crown chakra are very connected, the pineal gland is very important to your crown. Now, what is the pineal gland? This is an important topic. The pineal gland is a very small endocrine gland in the center of your head, and it looks like a pine cone. And if you look closely at it, it's actually shaped with many different little faces on the organ. And these faces sort of resemble a pine cone, and it's essentially a spiritual radio transmitter. The pineal gland secretes several different hormones, including DMT, which it's for short, which is part of the dream hormone. It also secretes things like melatonin and hormones that pertain to the realm of dreams. And when people die, DMT, the hormone I mentioned before, floods through the brain in moments of near-death experiences or during intense drug trips, giving you this out-of-body experience that changes your perspective on your life. And many people who have had near-death experiences report doing something called a life review, so that when they were in the mangled car accident, they were taken out of their body. They were looking at their whole life in reverse and asking themselves and being able to review everything they had done, all the choices they had made up to that point, and they could see it all. And as this is happening, DMT is flooding the brain. So you can see how the pineal gland is a very spiritual organ. It's a very mystical organ, and it's been understood and revered by the ancient monks and mystics of many spiritual traditions. To pay very close attention to the role of the pineal gland, it's also, like I said, a radio transmitter that can transmit and receive the waves of different dimensions of reality. So what are you tuned into? This is where you can receive information. Are you tuned into your highest guidance, to your divine self? Are you tuned into your higher self? Or are you tuned into the distracting vibrations of our society? You can see why meditation is so very important for having access to your divine guidance. And making that a practice is key. Another thing that's key about the pineal gland is you want to be sure to be drinking non-fluoridated water. Fluoride is a poison. It's used in rat poison, and it's one of the very toxic chemicals that can cross the blood-brain barrier. If you're living in the United States right now, the chances are is that your city's water has been fluoridated by the government due to something that happened in the 50s where companies that were proponents of fluoride and dental health said it was a good idea to put fluoride in our water supply so that people wouldn't get cavities. Well, it does protect somewhat against cavities, but what it really does is it messes with your circadian rhythms, and it also calcifies your pineal gland. If you look at cadavers of people who've passed away in America, you'll find most of their pineal glands have been completely calcified over by fluoride. Again, because it can jump the blood-brain barrier like so few elements can. So it's important that if you want to cultivate these subtler spiritual abilities that you have, you'll probably want to drink unfluoridated water, which is easy to find, either distilled water or reverse osmosis water. Most cities should have several reverse osmosis water stores with no fluoride. So just a note for that. So, purple points up, receives information from spirit, pineal gland. Now let's get into the details.